Jays on Sportsnet. Presented by Honda. We've been there from the start. Honda, official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays. Proud fan since 1977.
Marcus Stroman fired up for this start here on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. Marcus will make his 8th career start against the New York Yankees. He's got a 5-2 career record. He's anxious to make it 2 in a row here at Rogers Center and get this Blue Jays homestand off and running.
Well, you got to pick Marcus Stroman on a day like today. He's been hot. The whole pitching staff has been hot. It's a beautiful day. Let's see if he can get his team another win.
The Yankees were shut out on just 3 hits in last night's game. They'll try to mount a better offensive attack this afternoon. Gary Sanchez has done his part against the Blue Jays, hitting an even .500 with 3 home runs and 5 RBIs for the season. Aaron Hicks over his last 13 games has hit .325, but he hasn't hit much against the Blue Jays, and Marcus Stroman will try to keep it that way here this afternoon.
Start number 31 on the season for Marcus. That is a career high. He's 9-9 with a .450 earned run average. He has lost his last 4 consecutive starts. That's for the first time in his career. He has not won since August the 14th when he beat Houston. That's 6 starts, 4 losses and 2 no decisions, and he really deserved better his last time out. 6 innings. He only gave up 2 earned runs to the Angel. Blue Jays just couldn't score any runs for him. His breaking ball's been a lot better. His fastball's been a lot better. He's been putting it in a better place, and today maybe he'll have some better results.
Defensively, the Blue Jays have been charged with 84 errors this season. It's Upton Pilar and Jose Bautista out in the outfield. On the infield, Josh Donaldson had a good game yesterday at third base. Tulowitzki and Travis up the middle. Encarnacion, his 68th start at first base, and Deanna Navarro doing the catching for Marcus Stroman here this afternoon.
John Gibbon was talking about it with Encarnacion before the game today, saying, you know what, I have no worries sending him out there into a position. He's not just the DH. When I can rest guys through the DH spot, I have no problems having Double E over at first base.
Edwin started a terrific 3-5-3 double play in the 7th inning. And with Stroman on the mound, expect to see a lot of ground balls. Brett Gardner batting .255 on the season, 7 homers and 39 RBIs. He's the leadoff man. It is 17 degrees and a gorgeous afternoon. Here's the first pitch of the ball game. It's in there for a strike, and we are underway. Gardner has not done much against the Blue Jays this season. He's 4 for 47 against the Blue Jays, and he's 0 for 20 here at Rogers Center.
And that is odd. This guy has worn out the Blue Jays in his young career. Seems like every time that he gets on base, he creates something on the bases or he's going to score a run, but he has been held in check for the most part this season by the Jays.
For his career batting .278, so those numbers this season, a bit of a surprise for Gardner. 1-1 pitch. Up the middle, Tulowitzki is there, throws on the run in time. Another good play by the Blue Jays shortstop.
Well, that is all about positioning right there for the Blue Jays. They'll pour over the scouting reports and all the charts, and it says that Brett Gardner likes to go right back through the middle. That ball almost hits Marcus Stroman. But there's Troy Tulowitzki to take the ball and record the outs. That is all about putting the guy right where you need to be.
Tulowitzki charged with an error in last night's game, just his 2nd error in the last 76 games. Jacoby Ellsbury with 1 out. Stroman delivers the first pitch strike.
A little bit of a tough time to hit right now. If you're in the batter's box, you can see the shadows covering the batter. That ball is going to be like a strobe light coming in as it comes through. That's what you're looking at right there. That ball is going to be coming through the standards, the light standards. How about that shot?
Stroman gets the comebacker. Will toss the first. 2 outs. 2 ground ball outs for the Blue Jays, and that is the Goodyear blimp providing those beautiful shots. The aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, leading the way with tires that deliver superior performance in clutch situations. Goodyear, more driven. Boy, they couldn't have picked a better day to use the blimp here. It's gorgeous. Great shot from high above Rogers Center with the roof wide open. Gary Sanchez. He's DHing again this afternoon. Sanchez, as we mentioned, 11 for 22 against the Blue Jays. He had a double in his first at bat last night off the left field wall. Then he had a single in the 6th, 2 for 4 on the night.
And it's not just the Blue Jays that he has been hitting. He has been hitting everybody. You know, he has reached base safely at least twice in 5 straight games. Look at that, 58 hits this season, 31 of them for extra bases, including 19 home runs.
0-2 pitch. What's wrong with that one? It's called a ball. 1-2 now. Home plate umpire is Dan Bellino. Boy, I like the pace in which Stroman has started this game. Rock and fire, hum baby.
Work quickly. Don't shake off your catcher.
There you go. He missed upstairs, then he goes downstairs for the strikeout. 3 up, 3 down. Stroman sets down the Yankees in order. And this is the place to be today. We've got Yankees and Blue Jays. We've got TFC football, and we've got the World Cup of Hockey. Russia and Canada later on. What a fantastic Saturday it is here in Toronto. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Blue Jays. Devin Travis, top of the order. Donaldson had a home run yesterday. Troy Tulowitzki, he's had a good season against the Yankees. 14 for 38. That computes to a .368 average. Drove in 4 yesterday. And Melvin Upton Jr., he's in the lineup because he's hit well against CC Sabathia, the Yankee starters, including 4 home runs.
And here is the veteran, the starter, 36-year-old CC Sabathia, his 29th start of the season. He has won 15 games in his career versus the Blue Jays with an ERA of 3.5, but he has lost 5 consecutive starts to the Blue Jays. Started that 10-5 in his previous 12 starts versus the Blue Jays. Is a different pitcher than the one we saw earlier in his career.
CC could beat you with his fastball when he first came up with the Indians in 2001.
Right now, though, he's got changeup, breaking ball. He's pitching now. He's not just rear back throwing at 96 miles an hour.
Travis pops it up behind the screen. It's a ball and a strike. Devin Travis, he had that 17-game hit streak snapped in Seattle, and he picked it up with 2 hits in last night's game. He had a sacrifice bunt. He was 2 for 4 officially.
It's been a good leadoff batter for the Blue Jays, not just average-wise, batting average. He's been getting on base. You mentioned that his hit streak was stopped, but he's reached base safely in 19 consecutive games now. And that's what he is hitting in those last 19, almost 380.
1-2 to Travis. Tries to go back door and misses with that breaking ball. It's 2-2. CC Sabathia is the active major league leader in strikeouts, 2,716, and in complete games. He's got 38 complete games on his resume. There are his numbers against the Blue Jays in 25 starts. At Rogers Center, Sabathia is making his 12th career start. He's 7-3 with a .319 earned run average. The home run has been a bit of a problem for Sabathia in the second half of the season.
He gave up 3 to Tampa Bay a couple of starts ago.
Season high 3 home runs in that start at home against Tampa Bay. He was knocked out early, lasted just 4 innings, gave up 3 solo home runs, and was out of the game.
He's been around a long time, and you're just glossing over some of the great numbers that he has put up. He's also given up 2,995 hits in his great career.
Travis takes a close one outside. Sabathia wanted it and didn't get the call.
I didn't say it was low.
Well, Dan Bellino's already having a conversation with Joe Girardi here in the first inning. Bellino said, I didn't say it was low. Sabathia takes care of Travis. He throws him a breaking ball for a strikeout, 1 away. Let's take a look at the defense for the Yankees. Good speed in the outfield. All 3 outfielders have played center field at a time or 2. Gardner, Ellsbury, and Hicks on the infield. Ronald Torreyes makes his 25th start at third. Gregorius and Solano up the middle. Tyler Austin, the rookie at first base, and doing the catching is the veteran Brian McCann.
And Brian's been around a long time, and he has done some great things in this game, but they've got Gary Sanchez coming up, so they're starting to transition to the youngster. 7-time All-Star, 5-time Silver Slugger Award winner. He has done some things in this game. It's only his 90th game and 85th start behind the plate this afternoon for McCann. He was the All-Star Game MVP in 2010. But they've got a young catcher coming up, Gary Sanchez, so they're starting to transition from the veteran to the younger player.
Josh Donaldson takes that high breaking ball for a strike. It's 0-2. Donaldson hit a home run last night, his 36th of the season. That was in the 8th inning, a 2-run shot. That snapped an 0 for 14 with runners in scoring position. Breaking ball, base hit. Sabathia went with that backdoor slider, and Donaldson hooked it through the hole at short.
He got the Blue Jays started yesterday with the ball on the right side of the infield. This afternoon, here's another breaking ball from CC Sabathia. Tries to go backdoor, and there's some plate coverage. You see how the bat stayed on the hitting plane a long time? There's the high leg kick. He waits back just long enough, still is able to get it out there and get it through the hole on the left side today. Seen a lot of breaking balls from CC so far, the first 2 batters.
Trying to locate that breaking ball. Edwin Encarnacion. What a season he has had. He's established a new career high with 124 RBIs. He's tied his career high in home runs at 42. He's also tied his career high in hits at 152. That's going to be out of play down the right side. Edwin is playing in his 152nd game today. That too is a career high, and he couldn't have picked a better time to have a career season.
All while doing it with free agency hanging over his head also. You know, just his contract's up at the end of the year. He just goes out there, and he said it in spring training. I don't want to talk about a contract.
Ground ball. Gregorius, a little bit of a bobble, but they'll be able to turn 2 and get out of the inning. So CC Sabathia gets a strikeout and a double play. We've played an inning here at Rogers Center on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. No score.
swings and misses have gone way up in the second half of the season, and that's largely because he's using his slider more, especially with 2 strikes. Now, pitching coach Pete Walker telling me what they've done is they've shortened up the cutter and the slider and kind of made it into one. Now, in the first half of the season, Stroman had 3 breaking balls, and now they've kind of condensed it into 2. He said simplifying what Stroman already had in his arsenal has helped him. The slider has been effective against lefties, getting in on them, and righties have a tough time as well. Walker continued to say that Stroman is also using that 4-seam fastball a little bit more, running it up in the zone, and that buck is helping out his breaking ball.
Marcus has made a in-season adjustment and made it very effectively. Marcus retired the side in order in the first. He struck out Gary Sanchez on a fastball away. Another good crowd on hand here at Rogers Center. They had their 36th sellout of the season last night. 47,016 here at Rogers Center.
Doesn't that shop make you want to, if you're not here, just get in the car, come on down and just be a part of what's happening in downtown Toronto today?
I tell you, there's a lot of things going on. A lot of people in town from all over the world, literally. Russia plays Canada tonight in a semifinal game in the World Cup of Hockey. Didi Gregorius lifts a fly ball to left. Melvin Upton Jr. over near the foul line makes the catch. Gianni Navarro is catching Marcus Stroman today, and before the two got into the bullpen to start their warm-ups, Navarro had a lengthy conversation with Stroman.
He definitely had something to say to Marcus about what he wanted to do. You can see him saying, hey, now I want you to think and I want you to pay attention. Might have something to do with the signs. It might be, hey, we might throw some more fastballs. Remember, I'm going to put down certain sets of signs. It could be a number of things. But one thing to watch when Gianni Navarro catches, he uses the fastball a lot, and he's a believer in the fastball, even with 2 strikes. He doesn't automatically just go to that breaking ball with 2 strikes.
Just think about the success the Blue Jays starters have had this season based on their fastball location. Jay Happ will tell you that's what allowed him to win 20 games. Marco Estrada will tell you every time he locates his fastball, he has a good outing. But the fastball is still the best pitch in baseball if you locate it.
Aaron Sanchez says the same thing about his fastball, when I can locate it on both sides of the plate. And if you remember Navarro last year, or even the last couple of years catching Mark Burley, he really incorporated that fastball with 2 strikes, and even though he'd throw 88 miles an hour, he'd lock up a lot of hitters. He got one already today. He locked up Gary Sanchez with a fastball for strike 3.
1-2 to Aaron Hicks. Pulled on the ground, weakly foul. Well, this has been, it's kind of a generalization and a very broad generalization, but over the years you have 2 kinds of catchers as to how they call games. Offensive catchers have a tendency to be breaking ball catchers. Defensive catchers have a tendency to be fastball catchers. They try to establish that fastball early in games. Another fastball on the ground, past Donaldson into left. A 2-strike base hit for Aaron Hicks.
This Marcus Stroman start is brought to you by BioSteel Sports Nutrition, the natural choice for everyday performance. Drink the pink.
One away at Rogers Center. Beautiful shot high above the stadium today. And the shadows are going to be a factor as you see them creeping across the infield.
Yeah, for the first 3-4 innings of this ball game, I think they'll be a factor. Let's talk about that one more time, what you were just talking about, offensive catchers and defensive catchers. Offensive catchers tend to think, hey, I'm a good hitter. I see a lot of breaking balls with 2 strikes. Well, when they get behind the plate, they go to breaking ball with 2 strikes. Defensive catchers say, I'm going to surprise that hitter by using the fastball.
There's another good fastball. Encarnacion makes a good throw to Donaldson. How about that? 2 days in a row. We get a 3-5-3 double play, something you don't see very often. Encarnacion's playing great at first, and Donaldson took the pivot at second. John Gibbons has got a lot of confidence in Edwin at first base. Watch how quickly he throws this to second to start the double play.
Those big comfy green chairs in the TD Comfort Zone are guests of TD. And fans, don't forget you could win one of 3 Toronto Blue Jays VIP weekends in 2017. Contest details and rules available at www.bluejays.com/bearcontest. Buck.
Thank you, Hazel. We go to the bottom of the second inning. No score in this ball game. Each club with a base hit. Jose Bautista will lead things on. Bautista had a big hit in the game last night. He had a 2-run double in the 7th, part of a 4-run 7th inning that broke the game wide open. That made it a 7-0 ball game. Blue Jays would get 2 more in the 8th.
It's a good matchup for him. That double you were just talking about, a pitcher who doesn't throw that hard. This might be a good matchup for him too. CC, again, different type of pitcher than what we saw 10 years ago when he could just blow it by you. Now he's got to take it a little off. He's got to use his fastball and use his breaking ball.
Bautista lines it down the left field line. That ball is a fair ball up against the wall. Gardner barehands it. Here's the throw to second offline. And Bautista starts the second with a double.
You know, just like in last night's ball game off of Blake Parker, didn't throw the ball very hard. Jose is able to pull that ball down into the corner like he did last night. This is actually a ball that looked like it was going away from Jose, and he's still quick enough to get it out in front. He's on top of the plate. He's almost daring him. Yeah, that's a changeup down and away, and he's able to get the barrel out and pull an outside pitch down into the corner for extra bases.
So Bautista with this double has now extended his streak to 31 straight games reaching base. He's starting to swing the bat. Of course, he had that dramatic home run on Wednesday afternoon in Seattle. CC Sabathia just raised his arms up to say, where's that pitch? He's frustrated with his strike zone, and we're in the second inning.
Yeah, we heard the Yankees already today. Joe Girardi asked where a pitch was in the first inning, and then Sabathia right there wanted that one. CC thinks he has a strike against Martin, and watch the reaction after this one, saying, where was that?
Problem was McCann was set up inside. The ball went all the way across the plate. Sabathia thought it was on the plate. 2-0 to Russell Martin. Now 3-0. Martin, the DH this afternoon. First time in his career he's had back-to-back 20 home run seasons.
Let him go here.
Let him go. The offense is riding the crest. Takes a high strike.
John Gibbons has a lot of faith in his veteran hitters. He'll give them the green light 3-0. And if they feel comfortable enough to hit 3-0, go ahead. It might be the best pitch that you have in that at bat.
There's ball 4. Sabathia is really frustrated with the strike zone, and now McCann's going to go out and have a chat with him.
That's a good veteran move right there from McCann. He can sense that CC Sabathia is very frustrated. CC thought he threw 4 pitches in the strike zone, didn't get the call, so he's going to have to make the adjustment.
Troy Tulowitzki had a big afternoon with the bat yesterday. Tulowitzki, a 2-run double in the first and 2-run single in the first and a 2-run single in the 7th, a 4 RBI game.
One went to left field, one went to right field. So just like on the road trip, Tulowitzki's been hitting the ball all over the diamond.
Shows bunt, and McCann had it clank off his glove, but the runners had to hold. That was interesting. Tulowitzki showing bunt. I've not seen that.
No, we haven't seen it since he came here. Tells me he might be doing this on his own. You can see the third baseman way back toward Torres.
Blue Jays used a sac bunt in the 2nd inning, and that led to a run. Popped up. Might have been an off-speed pitch. McCann back at the screen, but it's over the screen, out of play.
A lot of off-speed pitches so far. So I think if you're the Blue Jays, you can look for it.
Tulowitzki just 8 at bats against CC Sabathia, but he's got 4 hits. Early opportunity for the Jays. Bautista doubled. Martin walked. Sabathia appears to be trying to make decisive pitches with his slider and changeup.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of that so far the first 2 innings. Saw it yesterday at the beginning of the game from Brian Mitchell. Threw a lot of breaking balls to the Blue Jays and fell behind early. We saw Larry Rothschild, the pitching coach, come out, and it looked like the message was, hey, don't forget about your fastball. You're going to need that at some point. But that was something that the Blue Jays were telling us yesterday, that they've been seeing a lot of off-speed pitches lately.
3-1 to Tulowitzki. The Blue Jays also believe there are no more fastball counts. With this potent lineup, pitchers have a tendency to throw off-speed pitches even when the count dictates it should be a fastball.
Well, here's a fastball count right here, 3-1.
Ground ball to Reyes to second for 1. Solano back to first. Double play. Blue Jays have bounced into 2 double plays.
Super Slow-Mo Cam. Brought to you by Rogers 4K TV. Get closer to the action with 4 times the resolution of HD alone.
2 outs and a man at third. Promising inning now. We'll have to get a clutch hit from Melvin Upton Jr. And he's up to the task against CC Sabathia. He has hit him well. He has 4 career home runs against Sabathia, 4 doubles and a triple.
Well, this too, I think, is a good matchup for Melvin. If he gets a hit, it's probably going to have to be off of an off-speed pitch.
Upton had a pinch hit single off of lefty James Pazos yesterday in the 7th inning, batting for Michael Saunders. He lined a single into center. You see, Sabathia is very conscious that he can't pitch to the heart of the plate like he once did.
No, he used to be able to just rear back and just fire that ball by you. Still had a great breaking ball and a changeup. It's a little bit different now. A lot of innings in that arm. Still a very successful pitcher. Just different.
Blue Jays doing a good job of laying off those borderline breaking balls. 3-0 to Upton. I think he might get the green light given his history against Sabathia.
Yeah, just look at the numbers. Veteran.
Had the green light and fouls it off. No score, bottom of the second. Bautista led it off with a double. Martin then walked, and Tulowitzki bounced into a 5-4-3 double play. Game 2 of this 4-game series against the Yankees. Ball 4. Second walk of the inning issued by Sabathia.
That is Larry Rothschild, the pitching coach. He's already on the phone. Don't know if that's going down to the bullpen or not.
The Yankees have lost 8 of their last 11 road games, and they've lost 6 in a row here at Rogers Center. And they still have aspirations of scratching and clawing their way into that wild card spot.
Yeah, they were eliminated yesterday with the loss and the Boston win from winning the American League East.
Johnny Navarro, switch hitter, batting right-handed against Sabathia.
You can see on the right side of the infield, lots of room. Blue Jays took advantage of that yesterday with multiple hits to right field from the right-handed batters. Yeah, take them off. It's dark enough.
Yeah, anytime you get the shadows covering the mound and home plate, it's kind of a neutral situation. So he discards the sunglasses. 0-2. Good time for Upton to run right here. Not running, and down and away.
He's working them away. You can see that from pitch tracker, working them away. Just take what the pitcher gives you. He has come up with some big base hits the last couple of seasons for the Blue Jays.
There's a gaping hole on the right side of the infield. Anything away, he should be able to just reach out and poke it into right.
Yeah, he doesn't have to hit it cleanly. Just get it over there.
Pitch away. See Sabathia again. Walking off the mound, thought he made a good pitch outside. It's 2-2. Upton with a little bit bigger lead here. Not running. Little looper behind second. Solano gets back and makes the catch. The second baseman makes the catch. The Blue Jays get the first 2 aboard with nobody out. They can't cash in. He pitched 5 2/3, did a pretty good job again with 6 strikeouts, and now it's a battle of the bullpens in that tie game in Detroit.
We're going to be looking at this every day till the end of the season right here. The AL wildcard, Detroit, just a game back.
Michael Fulmer won his 11th game of the season pitching for the Tigers last night. They beat Kansas City 8-3.
Of course, that's a game back from taking the lead and hosting the game. The two teams at the top, the Blue Jays and the Tigers, if the season ended today, the wild card game would be right here between those two teams.
And it's a one-and-done game, so obviously home field advantage very important. Well, Marcus Stroman is firing that fastball in there for strikes. This is Ronald Torreyes, who is playing third base today in place of Chase Utley. Torreyes making his 25th start at third. There's the slider. I tell you what, Navarro's done a nice job of minimizing the breaking balls early in this ball game. First time through the order, he's pounded him with the fastball. Marcus has all the weapons, and I really applaud him making dramatic changes mid-season. He changed his delivery, he changed his approach, and he was able to put it to good use. Generally, those major changes take place in spring training.
Well, you're in a pennant race too, and he's playing on a good team, and every start, every game is important.
This is popped up. Navarro takes the mask off, flips it away, and makes the catch. Let's go right back to Jamie Campbell.
First baseman number 26, Bautista.
Number 24 for Hosmer. And they, of course, World Series champs, they want to ruin everybody else's chances. That 3-run home run gives Hosmer 100 RBIs for the season. This is Tyler Austin, the rookie first baseman. That goes right off the glove of Navarro. The Yankees are pretty upbeat about their young players and how they might impact their season next year. Of course, Gary Sanchez came up, and he's led the team in home runs since his arrival. Last year, it was Greg Bird who did that. The first baseman came up, hit 11 home runs second half of the season, and led the Yankees from that point forward.
And they'll all be back next year, so a lot of hope next year for the Yankees and their young players, especially some of them that they got in that trade at the trade deadline. A lot of young players. I wanted to finish that point that we were talking about Marcus Stroman and talking about the changes that he made. The most important thing, I think, when you watch his windup is how still his head is now. Watch how he gets into his windup. His head doesn't move.
Broken bat grounder. Donaldson wide at third.
What he did before, he was saying, you know, my body was moving all over the place, my head was moving back, and I just couldn't pick up the strike. So now you can see how simplified his delivery is, and his head stays basically center over the pitching mound and over the pitching rubber, and that helps him to stay on track and throw the ball where he needs to. I think that more than anything. He's also eliminated one of the arm swings also in his delivery. He and Pete Walker have worked very hard at going down there and just simplifying things, and he has thrown the ball much better. Just hasn't been able to win ball games because the Blue Jays have not been able to score many runs.
This is Donovan Solano, the second baseman, batting ninth in the Yankee lineup today. Stalin Castro strained a hamstring running out a double Saturday, and he is still questionable as to whether or not he will return to play this season.
Well, there was some talk that he would play in this series, and then Joe Girardi said yesterday, I'm not sure. I'm not going to count on him until I see him ready to play. The hamstring injury, we saw it trying to run out that double, didn't look good.
0-2. Navarro with that high target. Now they might go down with the fastball. You saw that Stroman shook to that slider. Now it's 2-2. Number 9 hitter. Got to go after him.
Here they come.
High pop up into right. Bautista coming in. He'll get there and make the catch. 3 up, 3 down. Stroman retires the side in order. He's faced the minimum through 3 innings. No score at Rogers Center.
Cheer like Greg Stewart from Winnipeg to celebrate Canada's team far and wide. Visit RogersCelebrates.com.
What a beautiful afternoon here at Toronto, and the roof is wide open. The Blue Jays this season are 31-16 with the roof open, compared to 11-16 when it's closed. It just seems like a traditional ballpark when that roof is kicked back. Kevin Pillar takes the first pitch strike as he shows bunt. Pillar batting .267 at the start of play today. Kevin had a good series in Seattle. He was 6 for 13. A couple of stolen bases in that series.
Used the whole field. Shot the ball to right field. Yeah, he dumped a couple of balls in, hit the ball off the end of the bat a couple of times for base hits, had some infield hits. They all even out. I think his approach has been a lot better. Home run numbers are down, but I think that's expected because of the injuries that he has had, especially lately to his thumb and now his right finger. So the home run is down, but he's still hitting plenty of doubles. 34 doubles this season.
That leads the Blue Jays in that category. Fights this one off, and it's a fly ball to right field. Hicks is there.
Now batting, number 29, Devin Travis.
It's Junior Jays this Saturday, presented by Boston Pizza, and thanks to our Junior Jay announcer for introducing the players today. Just one of the many fun activities taking place on Junior Jays Saturday, presented by Boston Pizza. And as our young announcer Carter told you, this is Devin Travis. Goes after the first pitch, hits it right to B.D. Gregorius. 2 up, 2 down quickly here in the third. B.D. Gregorius in his second season as the Yankees shortstop has really had a good year. In fact, today he's batting cleanup. He's done that several times lately.
They're in good hands at shortstop. You mentioned how young he is. They also have another young kid coming up named Mateo, who's a shortstop. Jorge Mateo. He's going to be a pretty good player also.
2 outs for Josh Donaldson. He singled to left field his first time up. He had a breaking ball and pulled it through the hole at shortstop. Gets underneath this one and pops it high in the air to shallow left. Long run for Gardner. He'll get there, and that's the inning. Just 8 pitches for CC Sabathia as he retires the side in order. We enter the fourth, and here comes the ultimate cleanup crew, brought to you by Home Hardware's exclusive line of the ultimate hard-hitting and tough-on-grime cleaning products. By Goodyear, leading the way with tires that deliver superior performance in clutch situations. Goodyear, more driven. And it's a gorgeous afternoon to have a Goodyear blimp providing those great shots from high above Rogers Center. Boy, it's a interesting angle for the CN Tower.
We were on that, remember?
Oh, I remember.
Or have you tried to forget? How high we were, guy. Holy smokes.
Almost as high as that blimp. Fourth inning. Marcus Stroman has faced the minimum through 3 innings. He gave up a single to Aaron Hicks to left, but then he was erased on a ground ball double play. So Gardner, who grounded out to the shortstop his first time up, Matt's here in the fourth.
Really bunching him in the middle of the diamond. Both corners off the line. That then pushes the second baseman and the shortstop to the middle of the diamond. Blue Jays chart saying that Brett Gardner doesn't slice the ball down the left field line or pull it down the right field line. Stays in the middle of the field.
Gardner fouls it back. See Stroman questioning that second pitch too. He thought that might have been a strike. Kind of a conservative strike zone, but it seems to be equal for both sides. Gardner late on that fastball. I think the Yankees are a little bit surprised they haven't changed their thought process yet, because Stroman's beating them with the fastball.
Using the fastball, establishing it here early. I think it might be a little bit hard to see right now also with the shadows. Trying to deal with that.
I don't know about you, but this is when I did my best work, about 5 o'clock during batting practice.
Hitting or catching?
Hitting. You can see what the hitters are dealing with, the mound and most of the field covered in shadows.
Tell you what,
fouls it off.
We got a lot of practice this time of the day, didn't we?
Yeah,
5 o'clock.
We did our best work at 5 o'clock. So Brett Gardner with a full count. Mentioned the Yankees, they have lost 9 of their last 12 since a 7-game win streak. Ellsbury will bat next. A leadoff walk issued to Gardner. Marcus Stroman grew up in Medford, Long Island, New York, and he grew up in the shadows of Yankee Stadium, and he has always pitched well against the New York Yankees.
You see the headlight there? The headline, it says bright lights. I believe he loves the bright lights. I think he loves the big stage. It's almost like calling him to come out there and do something special. That's why when he's against the Yankees, his team that he cheered for when he was younger in New York, that he has had those great numbers. I remember seeing him trot out at Yankee Stadium full of confidence and go out there and deal against the Yankees at Yankee Stadium. The bigger the game, the bigger the stage, the better he performs.
Yeah, I believe that, and he certainly came up last year, made his season debut at Yankee Stadium in September. Gardner at first. Ellsbury rips it foul. Ellsbury has his best career numbers against the Blue Jays. He's hit 14 home runs against the Jays and driven in 64. It's the most against any one club in his career. And he's always been a tough out. He's not fared well against Marcus Stroman, just 1 for 18 now. Ball gets away from Navarro, and it's not a foul tip. And Gardner will go to second, and Navarro going out to the mound, suggesting that he might have been crossed up on that pitch.
Tell you, it had a weird sound to it, like it might have been tipped. Change up. And it just bounces off the home plate umpire. He clearly did not get foul tipped by Ellsbury.
Yeah, and they're fortunate it hit the shin guard of the umpire, else Gardner might have gone all the way to third, but it tipped off the glove of Navarro. He is charged with a pass ball. So the Yankees have a runner in scoring position. And that foul tip, and Navarro couldn't hang on to it. Gardner and Ellsbury there, what makes the Yankees offense click. When they get on base, the Yankees are prone to scoring runs.
They've got 34 stolen bases between them. So they've got the speed, and they're just tough outs.
Long deep drive to right, and that ball is going to hook foul. Ellsbury just out in front of it.
Well, they wanted that pitch up. Remember, we've been talking about the fastball up, and you can swing through it or you can pop that thing up. But Marcus just missed his spot. Watch Navarro saying, give it to me up here, and that thing is right down the middle. Jose Bautista says that ball's foul.
Good job by Jose. He waved it foul. 1-2, going down and away. Tried to get that backdoor breaking ball in there. It's now 2-2. Stroman making his 31st start of the season. Came into this game having thrown 190 innings.
That was one of his goals, to get to 200 innings this season.
There's a good breaking ball, foul tip. This time Navarro hangs on to it.
Swing for the fences and save during the DIY Expert Sale. Only at Home Building Center and Home Hardware Building Center.
No score, top of the fourth inning, as The Yankees have a man at second. This is Gary Sanchez, the young catcher who's DHing this afternoon. Ball gets away, but not far enough for Gardner to advance.
You know, when Marcus Stroman went through that little bit of a rough period this year, I think it's because his breaking ball didn't have the depth or the movement that we have seen in the past. Today, he's got that sweeping motion on his curveball. Look at that thing. That's a lot of movement. It just sweeps across the plate. Before, his breaking ball was a little bit too short. It didn't move off the hitting plane.
Another thing I think that helps him a lot is he's thrown a lot of fastballs today. And then you can throw a slider, say 1 out of every 8 pitches, and it can be mediocre. It doesn't have to be a great slider, but when you're throwing all sliders and then you throw one mediocre one, it'll get killed. I used to have that conversation with Dave Steve all the time, and he had such a great slider and he could throw it to anybody, but because they were looking for it, when he threw one that wasn't his best, he got hit.
Can you fall in love with it?
Absolutely.
You just love it so much, and you make guys, you embarrass guys because it's so good. Sometimes you can throw it too many times.
Navarro wants to go through another set of signs. Gary Sanchez with a 1-1 count. They're really worried with Gardner at second. I wouldn't focus so much on Gardner. I know Travis is trying to cut down his lead, but focus on getting Sanchez out. He came into this game batting .500 against the Blue Jays, 11 for 22. There's a good sinker there.
You know he wants to do something here. Sanchez against Stroman. They've been struggling to score some runs. They've got a runner in scoring position. So he might be swinging at anything close just to try and get that run in.
Navarro called for the fastball, and Sanchez strikes out for a second time today.
Whole key to that, though, is he was unpredictable. He didn't go to his breaking ball. He heated it up. He missed his spot. He missed his spot badly, but it's up and out of the strike zone. And Sanchez a little anxious to try and drive in a run. Comes up empty. Third strikeout of the afternoon for Marcus Stroman.
Back-to-back strikeouts with a runner in scoring position. D.D. Gregorius. He flew out to left field his first time. First pitch strike. Gregorius just 3 for 21 here at Rogers Center this season. So now the challenge for the Yankee hitters is, do I switch to look for the fastball? And then Navarro can pick up on that and counter that with the breaking ball.
That's when we can go back to the breaking ball.
Fly ball, shallow, center field. What a job by Stroman. A leadoff walk, a pass ball, then a strikeout, and a flyout. Still no score, middle of the fourth.
the #1 live streaming sports service, delivers everything you've come to expect and more. Watch every out-of-market game live in true HD on over 400 supported devices. It includes a free subscription to At-Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Buck.
That guy's on no score, bottom of the 4th. CC Sabathia and Marcus Stroman. Rocking horns here. Edwin Encarnacion. Edwin hasn't hit a home run against CC Sabathia in his career.
Well, now's a great time for it, isn't it? Looks like he was taking a strike just to get an idea of what Sabathia is featuring here, second time up.
Big sweeping breaking ball. It's 1-2. Base hit past Gregorius into center field. Encarnacion has set a new high with 153 hits in a season.
He's been playing every day. That's the thing. A couple of seasons ago, he had a quad injury that he missed some time. He had some hand injuries last year. This year, he's been pretty much healthy all season long, and the numbers are stellar.
He's played in the most games of his career. Now he has the most hits of his career, most RBIs, and one more home run. He'll establish a new career high in home runs. Jose Bautista doubled his first time up.
There's the only fastballs that the Blue Jays have been getting. Those fastballs in and up and in to their right-handed batters. Seen a lot of that. It looks like a cutter that just got up and in to Jose. A little bit different than his slider.
There's that breaking ball at 79. Jose has 19 home runs on the season. He has 28 home runs against the Yankees since 2010, most by any hitter. But he hasn't hit one against them this year. Outside. Of course, Jose has dealt with a couple of significant injuries, missing 6 weeks in June into July with that toe injury. And then hurt his knee here, went on the DL for a second time. But he's still been productive. 19 homers, 62 RBIs. Sabathia staying away from it.
Stay away from the power. He's played in 13 games against the Yankees this season. This is number 14. Distributed in 7 runs. Right now he's going to look for something. Remember, he hooked the ball on the outside corner last time down into the corner in left field. He's going to look to do the same thing.
Ground ball. DJ Gregorius will go to second and back to first, not in time. Gregorius gets the lead runner for the first out of the inning. Bautista is safe at first.
Now, and fortunately for the Blue Jays, that ball was not hit very hard, or it would have been another double play. They ended the first inning with a double play. There was another double play after the first 2 batters got on this in the second inning, and then because that ball wasn't hit that hard, they could only get the 1 out at second base.
Russell Martin walked his first time up, 1 of 2 walks in the second inning by the Blue Jays. In hitting his 20th home run, we mentioned Russell hitting 20 home runs in back-to-back seasons for the first time in his career, and he also becomes the first catcher in franchise history to have back-to-back 20 home run seasons. Base hit through the right side. Bautista will stop at second. Martin's been on base twice.
telling you, there are so many hits the other way for the Blue Jays. They took advantage of it in last night's ball game. Counted 5 right-handers going the other way for base hits. Russell lets that ball get just a little bit deeper. Looked like a backdoor cutter. Just lets it get deep. Lets it get deep, and yeah, that's an easy base hit the other way.
Well, what it will do, it'll force the defense back into a more straightaway defense. You open up those holes, these good hitters are going to start to take advantage of it. It's taken a while. I'm surprised it's taken the hitters as long as it has.
Open up those hitting lanes. Well, here's one of the guys stepping to the plate who took advantage of that last night. Troy Tulowitzki had a 2-run single to right field.
Tulowitzki, with runners at first and second and nobody out, bounced into a double play back in the second. Tulo, when he got his 2-run double in the first inning in yesterday's game, he was pumped up, hollered back at the bench, let's go. The Yankees had stranded the bases loaded in the top half of the inning, and the Blue Jays cashed in. And it was Tulowitzki.
He was saying afterwards, these games were important. There's not many left.
Fly ball. Hicks over near the foul line will make the catch.
So every hit and every run, every game is important right here. So yeah, you got to be fired up.
Tulowitzki flies out. Melvin Upton Jr. He, like Martin, walked in the second inning. Two outs. Upton has 59 at-bats against CC Sabathia. So nobody's going to surprise each other. Sabathia knows what Upton does, and Upton the same against Sabathia.
All those years he spent in the American League with Tampa Bay, Melvin has faced him plenty of times.
Fly ball. Ellsbury broke back. Now he comes in, and the inning's over. The Blue Jays get a couple of hits. They leave a couple of base runners. Now time for Blue Jays Central Update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn in the Samsung broadcast studio.
Non-stop on WestJet. Doesn't that sound like a good time? For low WestJet fares and daily flights, you can book your getaway today at WestJet.com or call your travel agent.
Let's head to the 5th inning. Marcus Stroman has been firing some zeros up there. He's only given up the 1 hit. That was to Hicks, the batter that he will face here in the 5th inning. 4 innings, 1 hit, a walk, and 3 strikeouts among his 56 pitches. this game so far. Marcus has been locked in since the first pitch. Aaron hits the first batter. Hicks just came off the disabled list. He had a leg injury, came back. You can see he's had a disappointing season. .219 with 7 home runs and 28 RBIs. He'll be playing some right field for this team. They picked him up from Minnesota in a trade for John Murphy, catcher. They were thinking of big things from Hicks, but it hasn't happened for him. Two and one. Stroman's use of the fastball has been outstanding today. And he pulls the string right there. Even the count at 2-2.
Hicks had a base hit through the left side his first time up. Another good fastball for a strikeout.
A lot has changed in 40 years, but one thing hasn't. Honda, proud fan since 1977, official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Marcus Stroman is dealing this afternoon. He's allowed just 2 base runners. Hicks in the second with a base hit, and he walked Gardner to start the fourth.
Pitches have been quality fastball, quality breaking balls. Every pitch has had a purpose this afternoon.
Don't forget that conversation he and Navarro had before Stroman began his warm-ups out in the outfield.
Yeah, DeHonor had a definite message that he wanted to talk to Marcus about. When a pitcher goes down to loosen up for a ball game, he'll throw to the bullpen catcher as he gets loose. But once he gets towards the end of it, the catcher, who will see him that afternoon, will go down there and he'll want to see what his fastball's doing. He'll want to see what his breaking ball's doing. And just before that, that's when we got the shot of Navarro talking to Marcus, saying, remember about this. Don't forget about this.
McCann trying to cross up the shift. Fouls it past third. 2-2.
I think if you're going to go away to McCann, there's the shift that you're talking about. It's got to be slow stuff. So he's out in front so he can pull the ball into the shift.
Good breaking ball, but it missed downstairs. It's a full count to Brian McCann.
So the pitch you don't want to throw to him is that backdoor cutter or that outside fastball where he can just punch the ball to left field.
Just foul. Bounced outside of first. Another great crowd on hand this afternoon. Appears to be upwards of 47,000 once again. It will be the 37th sellout of the season. McCann takes it inside. A 1-out walk here in the fourth.
You see Marcus upset with himself. He had McCann down 2 strikes. Just couldn't figure him out.
No problem with that with Brian McCann. He's a veteran hitter, a very dangerous hitter. Now you've got Torreyes, Austin, and Solano, bottom third of the Yankee lineup. You should be able to handle this part of the lineup. And I think that's what Navarro was thinking about when he pitched to McCann in this scoreless game. This guy's not going to hurt us.
Well, the thing with Marcus, he can get so many ground balls. He walked him, and now he's looking for a ground ball right here.
Ground ball to Lewitzki. He'll flip to Travis for one, back to first in time. There it is. pitch around the slugging left-hander. Set up the double play. And the Blue Jays turn it. Tulowitzki, Travis to Encarnacion. Marcus Stroman has allowed just one hit through 5 innings, and the Blue Jays behind him have turned a couple of double plays.
That was a good call. You walk the guy who can hurt you with the long ball, and you set up the ground ball. He's always one pitch away from a double play. Leads major leagues in ground ball percentage, and he's fired up after that one. Big double play to end the inning, the 5th inning.
No score in this game. There have been 4 double plays, 2 by each ball club, turned to wipe out some scoring opportunities.
Blue Jays have to figure out CC Sabathia. He's got 1 strikeout. That was Devin Travis, the first batter of the ball game. They just have not had some hard contact against Sabathia.
Johnny Navarro takes the first pitch strike. Navarro popped out to the catcher his first time, huh? On the ground. Austin waves off the pitcher and takes it himself. 1 away. The Blue Jays have the season advantage over the Yankees 10-6. And the Blue Jays have shut out the Yankees in their last 2 games here at Rogers Center. (9-0) last night, 7-0 June 1st, the final game of that 3-game sweep at the hands of the Blue Jays.
Is that 6 in a row here?
6 in a row here. Longest winning streak against the Yankees here at Rogers Center since '92 and '93. And they have a 7-game win streak. Kevin Pillar went after it, according to the first base umpire, Phil Cuzzy.
CC pitched better towards the end of last season.
Reyes has it go off his glove, recovers in time, gets some help on the other end by Tyler Austin.
No Chase Headley today, the veteran Gold Glover at third base. No Mark Teixeira, the Gold Glover, over at first base. So the youngsters are going to have to do it today. This is Torreyes, who played second base yesterday, momentarily off the glove. Fires across the diamond, and Tyler Austin, we've seen him in the outfield, but Joe Girardi was saying yesterday that he's a first baseman, and he shows why right there, picking that one. Saving Torreyes an error. Picked that one easily.
2 groundouts here in the 5th for Sabathia, back to the top of the order. Devin Travis goes after the first pitch. Devin is 0 for 2 with a strikeout, as Pat mentioned. He struck out in the first, the only strikeout that Sabathia has recorded.
That was a slow breaking ball with 2 strikes. Everything else has been put in play by the Blue Jays. Nevin's got that average up over 300, and it's been staying there. Anyway, it's mentioning about Sabathia. You can see on that right knee, he's got a big brace. And Joe Girardi was saying that he says the brace has really helped him out. He picked it up last year, finished strong, and he feels like he's been throwing the ball as well as any time in the last 2 seasons. So the brace has really helped him. That's that front leg, that landing leg. So he's got a lot of confidence now when he puts that front foot down.
The Yankees media guide lists CC Sabathia as 6'6", 300 pounds. So you could imagine there's a lot of pressure on that landing leg, the right leg, as he comes down center on it. That knee brace has helped stabilize him.
Well, he's a big guy, 6'7". You can see he's got big legs. And you're right, you have to be able to, when you hit the ground, feel confident that you can finish your pitches.
Broken bat grounder. Nice hop for Torreyes at third. And that's the inning. The Blue Jays go down on just 9 pitches. CC Sabathia gets 3 ground ball outs. We'll go to the 6th. Still no score in this ball game.
The big game tonight, Canada, Russia, the World Cup of Hockey semifinal coming up right after the ball game on CBC and Sportsnet. Buck, I should say the other big game today on Sportsnet.
Certainly a very big game here at Rogers Center, but a bigger game tonight, the semifinal of the inaugural World Cup of Hockey, and it's been a huge success and great hockey. The second semifinal will take place tomorrow night. The finals will be a best 2 out of 3. No score. The Yankees set to bat here in the 6th. A beautiful pitcher's duel. Nothing. Just 5 hits in the game.
How about that? Blue Jays put up 9 and 13 yesterday. They haven't been able to push one across this afternoon. 9 runs on 13 hits.
Tyler Austin grounded out to third base, his first timer. Another good breaking ball. Navarro mixing it up to Austin. First 2 pitches breaking balls, and now he's ahead 0-2. Three straight breaking balls, and Stroman strikes out his 5th Yankee this afternoon.
That might have been the benefit of throwing those fastballs early this game. Second time through that now. Stroman showed that he'll throw the fastball, but he pulls the string 3 times here to Tyler Austin. That's a good curveball. There's the sweeping motion I was talking about earlier. A lot of depth and a lot of movement on that breaking ball.
Number 9 hitter is the second baseman, Donovan Solano. made his Yankees debut last Sunday against the Red Sox. Played at Scranton Wilkes-Barre most of the season at .319 in AAA. Solano, of course, filling in for Starlin Castro, who has suffered a hamstring injury. There's no exact timetable for his return. Of course, we're all running out of games. .3-0 to the number 9 hitter.
Solano's been in the organization since 2005. That was his first season with the Yankees. First taste of the big leagues.
A 4-pitch walk to the number 9 batter.
The all-new 2017 Ridgeline, our newest vehicle and their newest fan. Honda, official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Many things to do on a beautiful Saturday afternoon, and I can hardly imagine there's a better spot than Rogers Center right now. It's a 0-0 ball game. Top of the 6th. Brett Gardner takes the first pitch strike. Gardner walked, went to second on a pass ball, but he was stranded there as Stroman really buckled down. Struck out Ellsbury, Sanchez, and then got Gregorius to fly out to end the threat.
That was leading off the 4th inning. Lead-off walk, and then he's put at second base after the pass ball. Marcus made some beautiful pitches that inning.
Stroman just held the ball until Gardner finally asked for time, and it was granted by the home plate umpire, Dan Bellino. Foul outside of first. We had mentioned the Blue Jays have shut out the Yankees in back-to-back games here at Rogers Center. Going back to their last visit, June 1st, they shut them out, and they shut them out last night in the first game. The Yankees this season have been shut out in the last 2 games, and they've been shut out 5 times in the month of September.
5 times this month. 12 times for the season.
Foul ball. Ball up and in, and it got a piece of Gardner's bat.
Those 12 shutouts, AL high. 12 shutouts. You know, that's 3 times since last August that they've been shut out in back-to-back games. 3 times. That's after going a major league record 2,665 games without being shut out consecutively.
0-2 to Gardner.
So knowing that, and knowing that Joe Girardi's team has been having some problems scoring runs, again, they're liable to do anything. Hit and run, bunt, steal. You got to try something to kickstart your offense.
Ground ball. Stroman knocks it down. He'll go to second for 1. They'll get the force. Tulowitzki made a nice adjustment. The throw was to the shortstop side of second. And Stroman knocked it down and then recovered in time to get the lead runner.
If he catches it cleanly, excellent chance of turning a double play. One hopper right back to his glove side, but it pops out. Now he calmly takes his time and gets the lead runner. And Tulowitzki, with that inner clock slowing everything down, adjusts like a first baseman and steps to the ball and gets that 1 out.
Now Jacoby Ellsbury, the center fielder. You keep your eye on Gardner here.
You got to believe he's going to try and steal.
Stroman jumps ahead with a fastball. Ellsbury grounded out to the pitcher's mound and then struck out in the 4th.
Gardner is their best base stealer in terms of stolen base percentage. He's only been thrown out 3 times this year.
Not running here. And Tom Hallion, the veteran umpire at third, calls Ellsbury for the swing. Been a tough month for Joe Girardi and the Yankees. There goes Gardner. Pitches outside. Throw from Navarro is a good one. Right on the money. Gianni Navarro threw a strike to second to gun down Gardner for just the 4th time this season. Marcus Stroman and Navarro have been throwing up nothing but zeros. Navarro gets a perfect pitch to throw. Ball outside. Tulowitzki waits for it. Puts the tag on Gardner. Provided by Goodyear, leading the way with tires that deliver superior performance in clutch situations. Goodyear, more driven. Boy, if I wasn't in the broadcast booth, I'd choose to be up in that blimp on a day like today. People going across the center island on the ferry, and a beautiful day to be out and about for sure. Josh Donaldson trying to check his swing and fouls it off. JD is 1 for 2. He has one of the 4 Blue Jay hits.
Single in the first inning. The Jays have to decide, do they want to hit the pitch that's away from them, or they want to try and pull Sabathia? Because you can see him, he's going outside, inside, back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. You can't guess with him. I think you're going to have to make up your mind what you want to do.
Well, now with 2 strikes, you just have to protect the zone. You have to cut the string down and just try to put it in play. Of course, Donaldson has the power to hit it out of the ballpark, cutting his swing down. And Sabathia gets him to chase that high fastball. Second strikeout of the afternoon for Sabathia, and he is neutralizing a pretty potent offense. When you look at the Blue Jays and where they rank in the American League, they are right up there in the top 5 in all the important categories.
Everybody's saying what's wrong with the Blue Jays offense? Well, they're still 4th in runs, 2nd in home runs, 3rd in on-base percentage, and 5th in OPS. The runs are the important one right there. They've been scoring enough runs to win.
Condition pulls it foul. Edwin has one of the hits. In fact, CC Sabathia, he's given up 4 hits. 1 to Donaldson, 1 to Encarnacion, 1 to Bautista, and 1 to Martin. All the big boys have gotten to him a bit, but nobody's been able to really do any damage just yet.
Just 1 extra base hit, that double by Bautista. CC Sabathia and Brian McCann team up. There's a lot of experience with the battery this afternoon. McCann has caught all but 5 of his starts this year, and you can just see the two of them working well together. Getting in the heads of the Blue Jay batters.
In and out, up and down. Trying to get Edwin to chase that high pitch. 2-2. We're in the 6th inning of a well-pitched ball game. Jose Bautista has doubled and hit into a fielder's choice.
Well, you can see Edwin, he's loading up, isn't he? On that back leg, he's looking for one of those off-speed pitches over the middle of the plate.
His next home run will be a career high 43rd home run. He takes the ball. 3rd walk of the ball game, and during that Edwin Encarnacion at bat, watch this young fan stab that ball before it does any damage into the seats. And the young lady's very appreciative. That's my boy.
Pick it. Pick it and save some fans.
That's why you bring the glove. Jose Bautista has been on base twice against Sabathia. Despite the .232 batting average, still doing damage. 19 homers and 62 RBIs.
Check out that on base percentage, 359.
Popped up middle of the diamond. Solano out on the outfield grass makes the catch. 2 away. Bautista pops out second out of the inning. Sabathia has now thrown 80 pitches. And he has been effortless in his outing so far this afternoon. 2 outs in the 6th. Russell Martin, Sabathia's former catcher. Russell has walked and singled. Foul tip clipped the catcher McCann, got him on the catching thumb. Yankees bullpen is going to work. That's Adam Warren throwing behind CC Sabathia.
That's the guy who caused all the stir after the game yesterday. They were asking why Adam Warren wasn't into the game yesterday, and Joe Girardi said, well, he'd been pitching multiple innings, and I didn't want to use him right there. And they pressed further, and Joe said, that's enough. I've had enough. Got up and left.
Ball upstairs. It's 1-2 to Russell Martin. The Blue Jays won the game last night 9-0. The Yankees managed just 3 hits. They only have 1 this afternoon. The Blue Jays had 13 hits in last night's game. They only have 4 against Sabathia. Ground ball. Gregorius will flip to second for the force out, and Sabathia. 6 strong innings. He and Stroman matching pitch for pitch in this scoreless game.
ticket memberships. Season ticket member benefits include access to season ticket member exclusive events and enrollment in my Blue Jays member program. Visit BlueJays.com/season tickets. Buck.
Thank you, Hazel. And these fans have really supported this ball club this season. 47,828 on hand today. That's the 5th largest crowd of the season. Second biggest crowd in the month of September. Saturday the 10th, when Boston Red Sox were here, they had 47,829. They had one more Red Sox fan in the house.
Then today, the Yankee fan, the season high is 48,871. That was on April the 8th.
That was opening day.
They are #1 in the American League in attendance, the Toronto Blue Jays.
Here we are in the 7th in this scoreless tie. Ellsbury, Sanchez, and Gregorius for the Yankees. Ellsbury was at the plate when Deanna Navarro threw out Brett Gardner trying to steal with 2 outs. Left-hander Brett Cecil is loosening up for the Blue Jays. Cecil had a good inning of work in last night's game, a 3-up, 3-down inning in the 8th. Line right to Tulowitzki. 1 away. The Tigers lost earlier this afternoon 7-3 at home at the hands of the Kansas City Royals. Eric Hosmer delivered a 9th-inning home run for that win for the Royals.
How about the Orioles last night? 3 solo home runs.
He came back and won it. Matt Wieters tied it up in the 9th.
Mark Trumbo won it in the 12th. Orioles hanging right in there.
Just for drama's sake, the Orioles will be here Tuesday. Orioles will finish up the regular portion of this season on the home schedule. It'll be Orioles Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday before the Blue Jays head out of town for the final time during the regular season. And we'll go to Boston. Gary Sanchez is 0 for 2. He struck out looking in the 1st and swinging in the 4th. Stroman wanted that fastball down and away. Not all mistakes get hit.
That one looked like it could have been a mistake. All that was up. He's thinking extra base hits right here.
Three and 1 now. Bouncing ball. Big hop for Tulowitzki. Long throw in time. Sanchez is 0 for 3.
This Blue Jays Rogers 4K broadcast is powered by the Samsung 4K SUHD TV.
Two away, top of the 7th inning. You can see for 100 miles in Toronto this afternoon. It is spectacular. A true hint of fall in the air. It's 17 degrees at the start of play today. The later start, 4 o'clock start here locally. Didi Gregorius 0 for 2, couple of flyouts.
I think the players are real happy that the sun has gone down and don't have to deal with the shadows. Now they just want it to get just a little bit darker. That's all that's left in the ballpark right there for the sunlight.
This is bounced toward first. Stroman will have to cover the bag. He does, just in time to get Gregorius. 3 up, 3 down. The Yankees go quietly in the top of the 7th. Tulowitzki, Upton, and Navarro. When we come back, no score in the ballgame.
Blue Jays on Sportsnet. Presented by the all-new 2017 Ridgeline. A lot of things have changed, but one thing hasn't. Honda, official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays. Proud fan since 1977.
Marcus Stroman getting some information from the manager about where he is in the lineup, and what a start for Marcus Stroman. He has shut out the Yankees on just one hit. And we're looking at the lineup card, obviously.
He might have been explaining what he wanted to do, or he wanted Marcus to do, or what he was going to do. We see Jason Grilli up starting to throw.
Ideally, Blue Jays scored a run here. Stroman can take the rest of the day off, turn it over to the bullpen.
Or 3 runs. Ideally score 3 runs. How about that?
How about we start with 1? Troy Tulowitzki 0 for 2. The Jays have just 4 hits. Says popped up behind home plate. McCann will give chase, but it's over the screen, out of play.
So you see Sabathia has had 3 pitches working this afternoon. He's cut the fastball for strikes. He has thrown a good breaking ball slider for strikes, and his changeup has been great. He's been unpredictable. He's been pitching, throwing the ball in fastball counts. He's been throwing breaking balls, and he's made some good pitches. That's why he's got that 4-hit shutout working.
Little chopper toward third. Torres was deep. Bare hands it in time. Nice play by Ram Torres. He was deep because of the power of Tulowitzki and a little swinging bunt. He came charging hard, barehand, and made a nice play.
Showing off a pretty strong arm right there for Torres. This looks like it had base hit all the way, but the ball bounces right up to him. Catches it with the bare hand. You can see how far he had to come, how deep he was. You can see that last bounce bounced right up to him. Catches it with the bare hand. He's got plenty of arm to get the out.
Going away.
Saw him at second base yesterday. Showed off a pretty strong arm.
Another little chopper to the third base side of the mound. Sabathia takes his time. Almost took too much time. It was bang bang at first. 2 quick outs here in the 7th.
Looked like he had to re-grip that ball. Took his time. Maybe he didn't get it out cleanly the first time, and it almost cost him. That's Pete Walker now talking to Marcus.
Marcus, 7 innings. His season total up to 197. Grilli appears as though he's getting ready to come in the game.
Marcus, 7 excellent innings. Last time out against the Angels, he threw 6 innings.
Fly ball to center.
Blue Jays didn't score for him in that game, and they haven't scored for him this afternoon.
CC Sabathia, a very efficient 7th inning, just 7 pitches, and we'll go to the 8th. No score yet in this ball game. Stroman and Sabathia doing their thing. Jason roll lately, and Marcus Stroman continues that with 7 shutout innings today. And here's the conversation. And look at, he's making a bid to stay in the game. You can see his first words were, "Hey man, let me finish this thing. I can do it." And he said, well, getting the explanation from the manager's perspective, and he seems to be in agreement. Second time in his career he's pitched 7 innings as a starter and allowed just 1 hit. The other start came against the Boston Red Sox July 24th, 2014.
And Blue Jays just have not been able to score many runs. 7 innings, no runs. This time, last time, 6 innings, no runs against the Angels. So it's up to the bullpen. Jason Grilli out to pitch here in the 8th inning. He's 6-5 with .336 earned run average, averaging 12 strikeouts per 9 innings. Righties haven't done much. Lefties haven't done much.
Francisco Liriano, the starter in last night's game, pitched 6 innings of shutout ball. He allowed 3 hits. Stroman trumps that. He goes 7, allowing just 1 hit. And now it's over to the bullpen. Jason Grilli to Aaron Hicks. The Blue Jays bullpen, just like the starters, have really thrown the ball well lately. Grilli's the first out of the bullpen this afternoon.
They got a nice little streak going of not giving up earned runs out of the bullpen.
Blue Jays bullpen hasn't allowed an earned run in their last 12 1/3. The unearned run allowed by Dickey on the air in Seattle on Wednesday, the only run that bullpen has given up. Two and one now to the leadoff man here in the 8th inning. Aaron Hicks has singled and struck out. He has the only Yankee hit this afternoon. He's late on that fastball. Two and two. Tyler Clippard hosting up for the Yankees. He's been tough on the Blue Jays this season. Ground ball. Donaldson gloves and fires in time. 1 away.
Swing for the fences and save during the DIY expert sale. Only at Home Building Center and Home Hardware Building Center.
Josh Donaldson sporting a different glove at third base. He's been using a tan glove most of the season, and he's broken out that glove today. Brian McCann. He goes after the first pitch. Donaldson was playing him in the shift, and he's not going to get there. It's about 6 rows back. This is the one guy you really got to pitch around in my mind. It's a scoreless game. He's got legit power. He's batting 6th in this lineup. Then you have Torres, Austin, and Solano.
He's looking to hook, isn't he? 19 home runs for the Yankees. That is tied for 2nd most on their team. Starling Castro has the most with 21. Then it's McCann and Sanchez, the 2 catchers, the 2 big hitters with 19 home runs.
Elevated that fastball, but McCann wouldn't chase. McCann has 3 home runs against the Blue Jays this season. But coming into this game carries just a .216 batting average. 8 hits in 37 at bats. Now 8 hits in 38 at bats for the season. He walked in the 5th.
Everybody deep in the outfield, everybody deep in the infield. No doubles. You can see Pilar and Bautista, the center fielder and the right fielder, playing very deep, trying to cut off any ball and holding him to a single.
Came after him in that high fastball. Everything's away, obviously, in this situation, a scoreless game. They want to stay away from the inner half. The Yankees have lost 8 of their last 11 road games, and they've lost 9 of their last 12 overall. McCann knows what McGrilly's trying to do to get him to chase that high fastball.
He's saying, you get it close enough and I'll swing. He might even be setting him up for a slow breaking ball after about 4 of those high fastballs. But be careful. There it is. Oh, just off the plate.
3-2 now. Third baseman Ronald Torreyes is 0 for 2. He's popped out and hit into a double play. He dropped that breaking ball on the outside corner, and he set it up perfectly.
High fastball. What would we say? 4, maybe 5 straight high fastballs, and then a breaking ball to make it 3-2. And you can see Brian McCann gives up on that slow breaking ball, and it's right there. That is what pitching is all about. Set them up with those high fastballs, and they give up on it once they see it out of the hand. Big strikeout.
One to Torreyes. This is Grilly's 43rd appearance with the Blue Jays. He's had a strikeout in all but 7 games.
That high fastball looks so inviting, but it's a great combination with that curveball. Jason said he's always been able to spin a good breaking ball.
Fly ball, that's in the alley, and that's going to get past Bautista and go all the way to the wall. Torreyes is headed for third. Here comes the relay, and they will stop him there. So Ronald Torreyes hits his 4th triple of the season, and it comes with 2 outs.
Another high fastball, but he just didn't get it up high enough. This one they wanted away, and he splits the gap in right center field. Extra bases, and with his speed, by the time the Blue Jays run that thing down, he's going to be standing at third base. That is their first extra base hit of the game.
Only the 2nd hit for the Yankees as Torreyes sees that ball split the outfielders and go all the way to the wall. 4 triples for Torres, and the Yankees have a 2-out runner at third, and it'll be a pinch hitter. Batting for Tyler Austin, it'll be the veteran Billy Butler. Butler started and played first base in last night's game. He was 0 for 3, a couple of strikeouts, and he walked.
You might say, well, why are you bringing in a right-hander to face Jason Grilli? He's got some experience, and he's also had 6 at-bats against Jason Grilli in his career. He's had a couple of hits against Jason, and he's hit well with runners in scoring position.
Good breaking ball. A lot of depth on that breaking ball from Grilli. Butler 7 for 25 this season as a pinch hitter. Oh, he got a breaking ball up, and he fouled it back.
He saw
his best chance right there.
You could see his eyes get really big when he saw that breaking ball come in there, and he got a little bit too long with his swing.
A piece of it.
That was a pretty good pitch right there. Breaking ball away, and he just barely got a piece of it. Billy Butler played in yesterday's game. Liriano struck him out twice on high fastballs.
Straight back. The Yankees got to Grilli in New York on the 6th of September. Grilli came in relief of Aaron Sanchez, who had 7 strong innings, and Grilli gave up 4 runs on 2 hits. He'd like some redemption here this afternoon. He got it. Time in this season. Grilli has 2 strikeouts in an inning. Now time for a Blue Jays Central update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn in the Samsung broadcast studio. players get old and they get kind of stale, Jason Grilli will prove that they don't. 39 years old, he's still got a lot of fire in his belly.
Look at it, he's getting fired up, trying to get his teammates fired up, getting the fans fired up, and he was talking on the pregame show about he does that right to the fans and right to his side. He doesn't show anybody up. He's just an emotional kind of guy, and there's nothing like it.
What a ball game.
Now the Blue Jays need to get a run to get him a W. They're going to have to do it against Tyler Clippert. CC Sabathia was outstanding today. 7 innings, 4 hits, no runs. Now it's up to Tyler Clippert, the former Yankee, who was picked by the Yankees way back in 2003.
Kevin Pillar goes after the first pitch. Mark Teixeira takes over defensively at first base. Tyler Austin was lifted in favor of the pinch hitter Billy Butler. The 8th inning of a scoreless tie. How about September baseball? The introduction of that second wild card berth has really re-energized September baseball in both leagues. And everybody was critical of Bud Selig, the commissioner, when he introduced the second wild card, but boy, has it energized a lot of teams and kept everybody in the pennant race.
Yeah, you could have teams like in the National League, Cubs up by 18 games, another team, the Yankees, or excuse me, the Mets 7.5, but still great pennant races because of the wild card. How about the National League wild card all tied up? Well, the Mets now have a 1-game lead. Yesterday there were 3 teams that were all tied. Now it's the Mets in San Francisco with St. Louis just a half game behind entering today. And I think the Cardinals won today. They beat the Cubs 10-4.
They did. Cardinals beat the Cubs, so as we speak, they are tied with the Giants for the second berth in that National League wild card race. The Blue Jays have a lead over the Tigers. And then Baltimore is a half game back. The Tigers, of course, lost today. Pillar hanging tough. He's behind 0-2. Ground ball to Reyes at third. Will throw on the run in time. 1 away. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. Quite a ball game we got going here. We're in the 8th inning with 1 out. Nobody has been able to break through. It's a scoreless game. Only 6 hits in the ball game. Back to the top of the order for the Blue Jays, Devin Travis. Travis has gone 0 for 3, a strikeout and a couple of groundouts.
Blue Jays haven't been able to score against Tyler Clippert this year. This is his 6th game. He doesn't have an earned run. Doesn't have a run.
Hasn't given up a hit.
And it's pretty simple. Fastball, changeup, and occasional curveball from Tyler Clippert. They picked him up right at the trade deadline from Arizona after they were getting rid of a lot of their veteran relievers. They said, hey, we're going to need another arm back there, a veteran guy. He's gone 1-1 with a save and a 127 earned run average since being reacquired by the by the Yankees.
Bottom of the 8th in a scoreless game. Roberto Osuna getting ready to come on to pitch the 9th no matter what the Blue Jays do this inning. Josh Donaldson singled his first time up. Donaldson just 0 for 1 against Tyler Clippert. Drive to left. Gardner was deep. It's going to drop in front of him. Donaldson makes a big turn. He'll stop at first. A 2-out single for Donaldson, his second hit of the afternoon.
You know, normally that ball's going to be caught by Gardner, but because that's the go-ahead run at the plate and Josh Donaldson, he's going to take a couple of steps deeper. He doesn't want to give up anything over his head, and he's going to give ground on this low liner. Watch the left fielder Gardner give ground and say, you know what, I better be safe than sorry. Play it on a bounce, hold him to a single. If I try to make this play, look like an off-speed pitch, if I try to make this play and it gets by me, Donaldson's at second base. Better to keep him over there and play the ball on a bounce.
Edwin Encarnacion is 1 for 2. He walked in the 6th against Sabathia. I think the baseball gods have a playwright. A scoreless game. Final Saturday of the season here at Rogers Center, and Edwin Encarnacion's at the plate with 2 outs.
You think it's already written? Tell you, you got the right man up there that you want, don't you?
You sure do. Tyler Clippard has not yielded a hit to Encarnacion, but Edwin this season has hit well against the Yankees.
And he's come up clutch, too.
Edwin has more RBIs against the Yankees than any other hitter this year. Bounced into dirt, and that'll allow Donaldson to move into scoring position. Not much the catcher could do with that pitch. Well out in front of a home, and went off his chest protector for a wild pitch.
Now that could change everything if you're the New York Yankees. That's the winning run now in scoring position. Spikes that like a changeup off the glove of McCann. We both know what Joe Girardi thinks of Edwin Encarnacion. A lot of respect there. He might just take the bat out of his hand and just pitch around him. You've got first base open now.
Great changeup, 80 miles an hour, right away from Encarnacion. They have always pitched him away. And you would think fastball changeup, if you look away, you got a good shot. Put it in play, and of course those T-shirts with the parrot feathers given away earlier this season. And the ball bounced in the dirt. 3-1.
Well, if he throws him a strike, I think it's going to be away. We've seen Edwin in that series in New York go the other way for a big base hit. Josh Donaldson is key here, where he's got to get a huge secondary lead. Any hit into the outfield, Tim Leeper, the third base coach this afternoon, is going to be scoring them.
Away for a ball. He lost for a second time. Clippard not wanting to tempt fate. So now Bautista will get his chance, and he has come up big time and time again for the Blue Jays. Bautista, of course, hit that home run in the 9th inning of Wednesday's game at Seattle to tie it up. It was his 11th game-tying or go-ahead home run in the 9th inning or later in the last 6 seasons. That's tied with Paul Goldschmidt for the most over that stretch.
I'll take it. I'll take it. You know what else I'll take? I'll take a blooper to right field for a base hit. Anything right now.
2 outs. Donaldson at second, Encarnacion at first. Jose had a big double in the 7th inning in last night's game. A 2-run double down the left field corner. this Kevin Pillar's bat in a very important at-bat. Jose Bautista grabbed the Pillar bat. 2 balls and no strikes. Swinging a drive. Get up! When you have a pedigree, they can't keep you down forever. Home run number 20 was a rocket off the bat of Jose Bautista.
The big guys always seem to step up in big situations. We were talking earlier about the home runs and the RBIs that Jose hasn't hit against the Yankees, and we're like, today's the day he's got to do it this year, and he picked the right time.
That's his first home run against the Yankees this season.
And
he couldn't have picked a better time.
It's the first runs that Clifford has given up on the Blue Jays. 2-0 fastball, and Jose was waiting for it. That ball was a laser out of here.
Russell Martin takes it upstairs.
That gives Jose Bautista 20 home runs. He is the 6th member of the Blue Jays this year to hit 20.
20 home runs, 65 RBIs for Bautista. And the Blue Jays have a 3-0 lead.
Whose bat did he use right there?
Kevin Pillar. We'll give him a little red star on his stat line. John Gibbons with a big smile. His 2-time home run champ has hit 2 of the biggest home runs this week. Russell Martin takes ball 4.
Well, we love to show you these types of hits right here. This electrified the crowd. Puts that into the bleachers. And Pillar says, yep, you know what bat he's using. The Pillar special.
Who's leading the charge in the dugout? Number 37.
Yeah.
Jason Gurley.
Tell you, there's nothing like it. The games are magnified. You know, the mistakes are magnified. But when you get big hits like that, they're really magnified. I'll tell you what, it sent this place going bonkers.
Everybody has been stepping up lately. Troy Tulowitzki with Martin at first.
All of this with 2 outs. A couple of ground outs to the third baseman, and then Donaldson started it with a single. He was wild pitch to second base. They pitched around Encarnacion, and if you're not going to pitch to Edwin, you got to pitch to Bautista, and Jose made him pay.
Osuna is ready, standing by in the bullpen. There's a strike. Bautista builds on his record of the most home runs against the Yankees since 2010. That was his 29th against New York. One and 2.
There are some people who just, when the situation comes up, they want to be the guy. They want to be the guy standing at that plate, and they have the ability to slow the game down.
Tulowitzki reaches for it, grounds it to short. That'll end the inning, but the Blue Jays have a dramatic bottom of the 8th inning. Donaldson singled, walked to Encarnacion, capped off by a Jose Bautista 3-run home run. Roberto Osuna coming into the game. The Blue Jays lead it 3-0 as we go to the 9th. Have made it to the 9th inning. Blue Jays have a 3-0 lead, so when they have the lead in the 9th, here comes Roberto Osuna, his 67th appearance of the season, looking for his 35th save.
67 innings, just 13 walks. Right-handers, lefties, you can see the numbers. Splits are outstanding. Ezequiel Carrera has taken over for this afternoon's hero, Jose Bautista, in right field.
This is Donovan Solano, the second baseman. Osuna jumps ahead with a first pitch strike. The Yankees shut out on 3 hits last night, have just 2 hits this afternoon.
Roberto last worked 5 days ago in that game in Seattle. Blue Jays had a 3-0 lead in the 9th inning. Osuna came in to get that 34th save. Gave up a 2-run home run to Leonis Martin. That's the last time the bullpen had given up an earned run. That's how good the bullpen has been. That was one of those innings where you've got a 3-run lead and you say, here's the ball, let's see what you can do with it. That was Wednesday.
Two and two to Solano. Outside, it's a full count. Top of the order is on deck. That's Brett Gardner. The Yankees are down 3-0. Ground ball. Big hop for Tulowitzki. One away. Drive of the game brought to you by Honda, official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays, proud fan since 1977.
Coming into this game, Jose Bautista hit 31 home runs in 112 games against the Yankees, but he hadn't hit one yet in 2016. This is his first one in 14 games, and it came at the right time. 2 outs, 2 runners on base, tie score. Jose with the drive of the game with a laser into the bleachers in left field.
The Yankees have been shut out Thursday night, Friday night, and they're 2 outs away from being shut out this afternoon. They were shut out by Tampa Bay down in St. Pete, 2-0 on Thursday night. Blue Jays shut them out 9-0 last night, and now the Blue Jays have a 3-0 lead. We mentioned that because the Yankees have not been shut out in 3 consecutive games since 1975. They lost a doubleheader to the Red Sox. Bill Lee beat Catfish Hunter 1-0. In the second game, Roger Moret beat Tippy Martinez 6-0. And the next day, Vern Rule beat Larry Gura 3-0. That's the last time the Yankees have been shut out in 3 consecutive games. Line drive, base hit. Upton will have to get over and hustle it back in. Gardner will stop at first with a 1-out single.
He's been on base 3 times today. You're down by 3 runs. You're going to be running into any outs.
A great start for Marcus Stroman. 7 innings of 1 hit ball. He walked 3 and struck out 5. Stroman needed just 97 pitches to complete 7 innings. Jason Grilli came on in the 8th, gave up a hit but struck out 2, and now Roberto Osuna.
Well, if you're the Blue Jays, what you're doing, you don't want Gary Sanchez to come up representing the tying run. He's got home run power.
Fly ball into center. Pilar's got a beat on it. 2 away.
And he's not going to. That home run that I was talking about, that was on Monday in Seattle when the T was in Seattle. It's 3-0. He was throwing the ball over trying to get outs, and Leonis Martin clocked him for a 2-run home run. The last time the bullpen has given up an earned run.
Sanchez 0 for 3. Foul tip. Sanchez came into this game with a 6-game hit streak against the Blue Jays. Stroman struck him out twice and got him to ground out.
That first pitch from Osuna, there was a little something extra on it right there, knowing who's standing at the plate. A home run threat.
Ball and strike.
We see him reaching back for a little something extra.
Osuna using that hesitation delivery. Roberto has 34 saves in 37 attempts. Breaking ball, he checked his swing. Left field, Upton calling for it. He is there, and the Blue Jays win it. They shut out the Yankees for a second consecutive ball game. They win it 3-0. Jose Bautista providing all the offense. A 3-run home run, his 20th of the season. Grilly picks up the win. Osuna gets the save.
One swing of the bat is all the Blue Jays needed today because they got outstanding pitching once again. We talked about it in the opening. From top to bottom, the starters have been great. Stroman, 7 shutout innings. He gave up 1 hit. Grilly threw a shutout inning, gave up 1 hit. Osuna finishes it off with a shutout inning, 1 hit, and Bautista took care of the offense. The Blue Jays win the first 2 games of this big 4-game series against the Yankees.
We'll be back tomorrow afternoon. Marco Estrada against Michael Pineda. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Here's Blue Jays Central. Jamie and Greg, take it away.